Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 31st of July 1946. And this is only I think it's just about a month on from the end of the last video, because what I wanted to do was push on a little bit, just make sure that the coal production that we finished in the last part is actually working. And it's working after a fashion. We're getting a certain number of staff in, and that's also manning the coal processing station, which means that we are getting a pretty steady increase in coal. Now, my real target would be to have this aggregate store full by the time winter arrives. And of course, the other big focus is actually on getting this power station finished. So that is got to be the focus of this part, because if we don't get the power station online by the time winter comes in, life could get a little bit difficult, because I haven't checked. At the moment, a power station over here is still maxed out, but it's kind of keeping everything supplied. But if we don't get this substation, where is it? It's in here somewhere. I did build a substation. Where is it? I think it runs through here to here. Then it runs through to there. So we've now got this substation, and this is the one that's going to protect this part of the city with well, at least through the winter. Now I've got an idea to increase our workforce, because at the moment we've got 269 tons of cement, so it's not a major bit of saving. But what I'm going to do is we're going to shut down the cement plant, and we're not building anything with prefabs at the moment either. So what I'm doing is shutting down the prefab factory as well, because this up here doesn't need prefabs. And also the next target, which will be the heating plant here, also doesn't need prefabs. And what I'm hoping is that extra bit of workforce operating in this area will keep things going pretty well. That's the theory anyway. Now, before we go any further, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. What I want to do is take this opportunity to talk a little bit about when I'm playing early starts in Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. And I'll be completely upfront. I'm completely hooked on early starts. I think it'd be very difficult now for me to actually start in 1960. In fact, my inclination is to go even earlier, back down to 1908 and 1900. And the reason I like early starts is that I don't know if it's because I grow up in the UK, where we're surrounded by history. I like to have towns that do have a history, not some town that's just sprung up out of the ground in its finished format. This is the reason why I'm building things, knocking things down, and changing the town as I go along. And I accept it's not the most efficient way to play, but for me, it does increase the immersion, and it does give that town a little bit of history. There's also a secondary motive for these things that I've been doing, and the best example is these wind turbines, possibly the heating plant, which is over here, is that I'm building up a little bit of buildings which will be redundant as the better industries take over. And the reason for that is that, of course, we're all aware that the waste update is coming. And I'm going to be very interested to do some experimentation with what you would call demolition rubble. So what I'm kind of half doing is creating buildings that we can knock down once the waste update drops. So what's probably going to happen is that once this heating plant gets up online and we don't need this heating plant, what I'm going to do is probably shut it down, and we might put a board factory in this area, but I'm going to just shut the heating plant down, but I'm not going to knock it down. That's also going to apply to these little power stations. Plus, they'll also provide emergency power supply should I need it. And then what we'll be doing is knocking those down once we've actually got the waste update dropped in. I mean, these tents here, they don't have enough resources to really justify that type of approach. So going forward, as we build up our cities, I will be leaving buildings around which will then be subsequently demolished. So that's a bit of advance warning. I also got a comment about this construction camps, and the observation was quite correct. These are effectively temporary buildings. And I must admit, doing this has taught me quite a lot about how to use these buildings and the pluses and minuses with respect to them as well. And the way I'm starting to think now, well, let me just talk strategy going forward. I just want, before we do that, we're just going to have a quick check to see, make sure everything is going okay. Yeah, we need concrete. I think the concrete plant is here. It's just that we're just going to let the game run a bit faster, actually, because everything has to be focused on that. Yeah, here comes the concrete trucks. I mean, we've got a lot of concrete to deliver, and we got quite a lot of steel as well. So it's going to be a bit of a tight run situation. But we've virtually everything going into here now. Should get this going. Yeah. And we should have plenty of workforce here to ensure we got plenty of cement, because we got the 264 tons in there. Anyway, let me just talk about the way forward. Up here, we got to build a new town up here. And what I'm thinking is that I'm not sure I would want to build a work camp up here. I think what we'll probably do is I'll put a road through. I could quite nice to put a road up through here. Is this road actually being built yet? No, it's not. That's good. Can split that road. I would like to get this built. I mean, let me just see if I've got trucks sat around doing nothing, which I seem to have. We're going to, oh no, it's allocated. We'll put that on there. It only needs 5 tons of concrete, so I think we can afford that. I want to build this bridge out here, and of course to build this up here, I'm going to want to send the workers from over there. So what I'm thinking is, if we can get, we just put on F2. That's a little bit too steep. So if I can, actually, if we can come off about here, maybe, actually we can push out about like that. And I don't want to level this stuff, so I think that's, we might have to that work. That's a little bit of a slope there. What I'm aiming for is there. So we can get a, oops. Then we're going to accept that. And the idea is this will be a service road which will come up into this area, because eventually we'll be bringing food and clothes into there, and then we will be needing to supply the food and clothes up to this area here. So the idea is that will come through and give us a service road to here, and then we'll have this road will eventually become tarmacked as well, which will then provide a service road from there. I think we're just connect that up as well, so that we get a bit more of a two-way road going there. Oh, we got a new vehicle type. What's this? Got a people's post-war sewing machine. Not a sewing machine as in making clothes, but it's a sewing machine as in sowing crops. Let me just see. sowing. That's 14. That's 20. So the CXT3 is still better, which is okay. Anyway, let me just carry on with what I was talking about. Just have a quick look at this. Yeah, I mean, we're getting through. It's just getting all this concrete delivered. We're gonna have tons of concrete being delivered. Anyway, so if we come over here, what I'm thinking is that I want to build a town in here. Now, this is close enough to the border, and we've got, I mean, we've got 3.1 million, which is kind of dropping slightly. But I'm not sure I want, I mean, if we build a labour camp, we'd have to build it in about here, which I suppose we could do. But what I wanted to do is build the town here so that we can get the gravel going, and also we're going to need a fire station here. And then the idea is going to be is that we'll get the farm up and running, and then this town here will be a supplier of gravel, construction materials, and of course food, because we've got quite a large open area here which will support multiple farms. So we could push farms out through here. So this would be a food construction area, and then above here, up about this area here, because we got a coal and iron mine, say somewhere in this vicinity, we'll have another town which will be for production of coal and steel. So the problem's going to be is we build the town here, we're going to have to find some way to heat it. So the question is, do we build this town first, and maybe actually that might be the better solution, is to build this town first and actually put the food production with this town. And I quite often get comments about that I should actually work out the maximum number of workers I'm going to need, and when we build this town, that's exactly what I'm going to do. This isn't going to be so much of a historic town, because we know what we want to do here, which is the coal mine and the iron mine here. There's the iron mine there. I'm not sure, where did I put the coal mine? The coal mine's over there, isn't it? So we're probably looking to have a steel industry maybe tucked in this corner. It's possible that I could actually build the town here, isn't it? And then we could supply the workers in both directions with rail connections. That might be a better option. And then we can expand the farms. Yeah, maybe that's the better solution. But if we build the town out here, we will certainly need a construction camp. Let me just get rid of this bit. I don't think it's... Get rid of you. Tidy this up a bit. Yeah, I think what we'll probably do is go build a construction camp here, which will then build the town here. And also what we might be able to do is get a bit of cash made, because one key lesson I have learned from using the construction camp lower down is that there's no point building the camp fire station, and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, is this one here. It's only got one vehicle, and if you're starting to build quite a large complex, even like this farming complex here, because we'll have the factories in here, not factory, the farm and the silo and the pickup point, what you really need is a proper fire station. So truthfully, what we're going to need to do is put in fire station like that. In fact, we could probably, the town would be about here, isn't it? So we're probably looking at a fire station about there, aren't we? Because I don't know, I'm not going to start getting too much planning now, because if we don't get this sorted down here, and of course we need this connected up there as well. We need some better vehicles, actually, I think, to see, because at the moment this has to go all the way around here. We need to build these bridges as well. That needs 14 tons of gravel. We need that built, that built. We can break through here with some workers. Oh, that's a bit painful. Is that detracting from here? Because it's the concrete delivery that goes. I don't think I can get any more. Where are the concrete guys? There we are. We've got 7 concrete trucks here. So it's just a question of patience, isn't it? The question is, did I? Yeah, we built this into here. So technically now, once we get this built, we will get power to into this area. And of course that means I can then technically destroy this to this power station, and we could run a substation into this area. Right, let's just have a quick look at the coverage. See, this would cover most of this area, like that. This one covers most of this area. We do need a substation over here, but that substation that will cover this side of the map will come in from here. What does this need? Concrete again. No, I don't want to commit to concrete. And of course we got this over here, and of course eventually we will take the power across here from this substation here, or switch. So that's the current situation. I mean, happiness is pretty good. Let's have a look at our overall stats. When the loyalty is pretty solid, even in our area there. What's the happiness here? See, the happiness is low here because the quality of the flats is low. So I'd like to get this out here. I just want to make sure that building is nearly full. This building's full. Oh. But we are building this. Actually, let's just take a look at this. We've got no electronics now. How are we doing over here? That looks a bit low. I'm kind of a bit worried about that. Let me just take a look at the distribution offices on here. I think we're going to push that 100%. I think we need to fill this area up before the winter comes in. Which then takes us into what is the food situation and the crop situation up here. We've got 74 tons of crops. We've got fuel. How's the meat locker going? We've got 23 tons of meat. How's the clothes situation? Don't have a lot in the way of clothes. Let's have a look and see. We've got crops there. We've got 7 tons. But the fabric is going good. I think what I'm going to do is just going to increase this a bit to 40. See if we can produce some more clothes, because I don't want to run out of a clothes shortage. last chance to buy on a fire engine. Let me just check. Yeah, it's so I think we'll be okay. Of course, once we got the power station finished, the next focus will be to get the full power, the heating and the full power infrastructure up and running. Actually, while I'm here, we got our steel plant here. This could be quite useful to build. It won't take that much. And what we could do is bring down some, start stockpiling some iron ore here. Heat wise, I think we've already got the first heat connection into here. But of course we won't get the heating done this part. Have a look. This covers most of the, and I don't know whether these need heating. There's no heat need for heating over here. And there's, so what with that will cover most of the accommodation with respect to, but we may need to push that. The other thing I've been thinking of is looking at this area. I planned this with this block here. It's got space for 220. Right, we got people now moving into there. Should allow. I'm starting to think that maybe this building was a bit of a mistake. Actually, I've got a bit of a slot here. I wonder if I could get an apartment block in here. Let me just see what we got. Because we are getting to the late 1940s now, so we can go for something that's a little bit more modern. And I'm just wondering... actually, could we put that in there? Take that out and put one of these in. I think that might work, isn't it? Demolish you. I mean, we've built a few roads, but this is what urban development's all about. Take you out, take you out, take you out. Go back to what we got here. We got that Tours End Flats. I put that. Oops, I think I've broken the footpath there, but that's no problem. Just wondering if we could put one in like that, possibly another one. If I get rid of that footpath, it would just get rid of these. Well, it's only a little bit of gravel, it's nothing to worry about. And if we get rid of that one, we put those in like that, we can ignore these roads on this side. They only need one road connection. So what we could do then is put a footpath around the end like that. You into there like that. Pick you to there, you to there. And that leaves a little bit of a space here for a small building should we need it, like a water substation or something. And then if we get rid of that, oops, I wouldn't mind some, maybe could we get some big tower blocks in here? We just take this footpath out. Actually, take you out, take you out, take you out. What should we have here? What we got here? 377 workers. Wow. That would work. Was that too big? What do you think, guys? Is that too dominant? Yeah, it's a little bit on the big side, but actually, but we got there. I think I would like to have some kind of modern. I think. Wow. What do you think? Right, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place them. If you think it isn't appropriate, feel free to chuck it in the comments. And what I'll do is we can take out that road. Actually, no. Can we get this over a little bit further? Yeah, if you think it doesn't fit, feel free to chuck it in the comments, and then we'll see if maybe we'll make some changes. So, say for argument's sake, we put that there. Not going to fit, is it? We'd have to. I mean, this road goes to nowhere, so we can take out this road. It's got loads of. Say again, it's only a gravel road, so it's not like it's the end of the world. Put another one just like that, and then maybe we're like a asphalt road. We'll build a UK town planning system. I know many people live in countries where you have almost perfect grid systems. UK towns tend to be a little bit eccentric in their road layout, and in fact, where I live, there's virtually no road is absolutely dead straight more than about 150 yards. Every even in the actual centre of the town, the roads seem to curve and wiggle everywhere. But then again, where I live is quite an old. In fact, I think it goes back almost to the Doomsday. I think it was mentioned, or was it the Viking period? I can't remember now. It goes back a long way anyway, and the town plan, road plan, still literally follows what was laid out in the days when you had horses and carts and things like that. I don't think anyone ever got the memo about relaying out the town. It's also quite interesting in the fact that, that's one of the reasons why in the UK that we don't really have the concept of blocks. Like when you hear, especially you hear in the US where people say, oh, you go down 3 blocks and turn right. If you said that to someone in the UK, they would never get anywhere. You know, you have to kind of say, well, go down here and it's about the 3rd turning on the left, but ignore all the small and minor roads. Anyway, I'm digressing, guys. I should be talking about things like that. How are we doing here? Okay, we're doing stuff there. Right, we've now finished this bit. We're now building this bit. And of course, we need to get in on this side for the road bridge coming in there. They are also working on there. Town-wise up here, we've nearly finished all the road connections up here, which is good. Though I probably will have to asphalt them, but that would be a decision for once we got things sorted out. On the 11th of October, how many more days have we got to get in here? Yeah, I don't. This is going to be very tightly run, isn't it? It's. I mean, although we shipped up a lot of concrete. It's just. Don't think I could get some more concrete. Maybe I should have brought some more concrete trucks down, but I don't have any space for them. I could. I don't really want to mix types, but will it be worth it? Bringing how much concrete does the heating plant need? None. We're just gonna have to go with it and see how it's gonna work. Actually, what I could do is we got two small concrete trucks in here, haven't we? I've got two really small ones. I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy... It's... where is it? Where's the... We're going to buy two concrete mixers. Have we got anything capacity over speed? That's 36. That's a bit slow. That's 2.5. See, we only... this is 1.5. It's 70. This is... See, the fastest trucks are actually the smallest ones. What have we got concrete-wise here? Got 112,000. Oh, we're going to get a couple of these guys. I should have got those earlier, shouldn't I? I think they will make a difference when we come to build up here with the speed and the carry capacity. So I think it'd be worth doing that. And what we'll do is we'll add concrete to that. How are we doing here? Right, we've now filled up there, so that means that these guys can't do anything, but I want to keep them on there. Let's see how many workers we're getting into here now. Oh yeah, we're getting plenty of workers in here. Right, I need a couple of buses down here. I think I bought a couple of buses, didn't I? Oops, sorry. It's that slope that causes a little bit of mayhem. Right, we got Zeisates here. Get them down here so that as soon as that power station is built, we'll be close up. The other thing I haven't checked recently is the police station and our justice system. It's still struggling badly, and our prisons are filling up as well. Okay. Now we did plan a prison here. I'm just wondering if I could... That's full. That's not quite full. I'm thinking we got here 6.8 tons of concrete. I would like to get this out here so that we could get a courthouse, but the problem is, actually, can you can get there. I think this is going to be a permanent situation across here. So no one seems to be using famous last words. Right. I think we'll put that to there. Remove you like that, and then there. I think there's a tiny smidge of footpath there. Get rid of you. Oops. Actually, I've done this the wrong way round. You go there. You build that. Then we can take that out. And that'll give us more room for here. I think we could probably build that as well. These guys hard at work. Wow. They got down here pretty quickly. Yeah, that's going to make a difference. Yeah, I should have done that before. Right, let's get back to here. Apologies that, yeah, we finished this now. So what we need down here now is steel and electro components. So that's got to come down from up there. Right, I think we can now start thinking about pushing out these roads. That's pushing out the concrete that way. Some reason this has not picked up the thing. Go on High Valley. Get that underway as well. Right, what can we build now that actually, what we're going to do is it's going to be risky, but I think we can afford to do it. We get this started, that would give us a bit of a leg up with getting the heating plant up and running. This just needs bricks and boards. It's got steel and mechanical components. Oh, sorry, change of mind. That can wait. We've got here concrete, prefabs, and some steel. I think what we will do is take advantage and build in. I think we will build another one of these in, because we are so close now to getting power in. Is it going to be worth building the prison? I think it might be. So if we put the prison on there, actually, sorry, I'm being a bit indecisive. Benju. We build the prison. People will walk to it, and that will. We can get the prison up and running. That will take the pressure off up the higher level. Just see. Yeah, we get. We can keep the deliveries up. We're going to do quite well, actually. More steel coming in, but of course it's costing us money. It's the steel and mechanical components now that are coming in. Nearly done it. I think we're gonna make it. It's the 9th of November. Just make sure we got power to here. Yeah, it's not complaining about no power. Yeah, I think what we'll do is once this is finished, we'll start sending the stuff out. Actually, I think what we will do is start building that and that. This doesn't seem to be connected. Whoops. That needs to be connected in. It's okay because these guys can't do anything, so we can use the workforce that's turning up here. We can come into here and make a contribution to building that. Let me just come over to here. How are we doing? Yeah. So we need another 6.7 tons of asphalt here. Like it's just arriving. What have you got? This is now. Got a steam crane building this out here. That's going to go great. We do need to get this built. We're also going to need to build the gas station here. And I think in here is a wind turbine again. One thing, yeah, talk about wind turbines. I think the biggest mistake I made with building this town up and also up over here was the fact that I put in individual wind turbines, because if I show you this mod here, I think it's in, is it in power plants? There is a, is it power distribution? As part of the Nova's now, because as part of Nova's windmill mod, what we've got is there's a power distribution bar. I can never remember where it is. Wow. Oh wow. Bit modern actually. Didn't even know I had that. Maybe it's in the substations. No. Let me just for power transformers. Here it is. Windmill organizer. What I should have done is put one of these in, say out here, and then put a whole sequence of windmills on here, and then run the power cable off to substations, so that the distribution system was already in place. And if I put that, say, in fairly close to the power station, say for example we'd built it here and the windmills were all connected, what you could have done then is run the power station into that, which would have automatic. So all the so what that would do is reduce all the duplication that you'd have with respect to the having to rebuild all the substations. So yeah, that's something upon reflection I probably should have done. I think what we will do is we're going to build this as well. How are we doing? Need mechanical components. I think we've only got the one truck that's delivers. Let's see. I think this is the one. Yeah, here comes the snow. Hopefully, I'm going to put you on high priority. I think we've only really got the one truck, covered whole truck. Okay, this is where we got to start looking. I mean, at the moment, workers due to sickness unable to culture, sports. This is where we got to keep an eye on our. Focus, no kindergarten, sport. Yeah, here we go. We're starting to get see the power fluctuation coming in. Okay, we're on the downhill run now. We've got everything we need. Haha. Just gonna watch this. There we are. Houston, we have a lift off. We probably have no water, but that'd be okay. I can live without water. Where's that? And then, oh, line spacing. Okay. Actually, while that's bedding in, just want to go up and check my crop situation. Right, we still haven't managed to clear these last 2 fields. All the other fields have been cleared. Okay, come to, was it? Yeah, all the other fields have been cleared. It's just these fields here. And we're on the 29th of November. So I probably need to try and get this a little bit more efficient. Not sure how I can do that, but I mean, once we get better combines and tractors, we'll be able to do it. Don't know if you guys can hear the bells, because we've got Father Christmas ploughing the. And I actually was watching these in the last winter. What they are, they're pretty efficient in their own way, compared to the other snow plows, and they're just fun actually. We got a Santa's doing his things. The only thing is they're a little bit slow, but they certainly clear the snow away. So we got a mythical person actually doing this. Okay, let me just see. Right, we have power. I just want to make sure that we've got power into that substation. Yeah, 31%. That should really. So let me just check now. I mean, it's not going to be that realistic overlay. What's this coal ore? Okay. We look at yeah, we've got power. I'm absolutely made up with that. We've got away with it. That should ensure. I mean, we've still got problems with. I'm not exactly sure why. Got a problem with sport, but we can fix that now by getting our indoor swimming pool built. We do it up here. We've still got lists of problems. I think we're going to need to start pushing that up a bit. Make sure that we're going to have to keep an eye on this food supply. These are all built. Is this being built? Okay, just. Put you on there. Put you on there. Just make sure. That needs a construction path. That needs to be built as well. So there's no gravel. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll use the Highlands guys to. That needs to be built in from that side. What we're going to do is we're going to get through the winter. Then we're going to move these people out, because we get this built, they can move into that block, which isn't that far away. So if we can get this block built, let me just. Yeah, look at that. That says it's without power supply. What's up with this? Ah, helps if I actually build this, isn't it? Make sure we get the right one. Right. Build that into there, that into there. Get that built. That will get power to there. Now, of course, white is not the best colour for thingy bobs. And then eventually we can replace that underground cable here. I've got an idea for this. What we'll do is we'll connect up, just to show you. We'll connect up this to here. And then what I'm thinking is that this underground power cable, I've never done this before, but it would be worth a try if we can break this and then run that over in this direction. But we can bring in power from the other side. In fact, let's just have a look at the... Yeah, this guy's still maximum, but we've got this one. I mean, we could shut this down, but the trouble is that will then shut down our industry over here. So probably the next part, what we're going to need to do is get the power into this area so it's guaranteed, which means we'll probably need to build this out round here, get the power into this area, get another substation to guarantee the water supply, and the fire station here. Yeah, I think that would be okay. How's the heating plant? I think we will start building the heating plant now. I don't want to waste all that, and we're going to need to put that and that in. We want to get it started. I mean, we're basically drawing minimal power at the moment, but what this is now, I cannot say coal. We've actually got a coal surplus. I do wonder, does this actually have... I can't remember. What we could do now is this... We don't need the coal. What I will do is put coal onto there and set that to 100%. I think we'll leave this running by itself just for the moment, until, because eventually what I'm going to do is decommission this coal-fired power station here. And again, this is another example of what I was saying earlier, that I'm not going to demolish it straight away. What I'm going to do is just leave it, and then when the waste update comes in, because there'll be a lot of resources in here, and so there could be a lot of demolition rubble, and then we'll be using that just to test out the new demolition rubble mechanic as well. Anyway, I think this is probably a good point to stop, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is play on to, say, the middle of February, so in the next video I can give you an update about how well we came through the winter. And then in the next part, the focus will be very much on the heating plant, sorting out the power grid, especially in this area, but maybe not going up to that area in the short term. Also, we'll then start also seriously thinking about expanding out to our new town over there. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.